Hello and welcome to Joyful, the podcast that will help you live a more joyful life. I'm your host, Chloe Markham, and it's my mission to help you find more joy every single day. This podcast is a deep dive into ways to reduce your stress, your overwhelm, anxiety, and that voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, whilst also diving into the methods, philosophies, and protocols that help us live more connected, grounded, and ultimately happier lives. This is about living life on purpose. Without any further ado, let's dive into today's episode. Oh my god, I am here, but do I want to be here? That's my chair squeaking, deal with it. You know that comedian, what's his name? Richard Ayoade, he does that show, doesn't he? When he goes abroad, and he's like, we're here, but should we have come? I really like that. Should you be here? I don't know. Should you even be bothering listening to me today? Should I be bothering chatting to you today? And that is the mood of this session, in a weird way. But before we dive into the mood of this session, because it's an important mood, can I just caveat it all by saying that? Can we take a second? How are you doing? How are you? Okay, so maybe you can close your eyes if you're not operating heavy machinery. Maybe you can feel your feet on the ground. Maybe you could put a hand on your heart, take a breath in. Oh my god, sigh it out. Do it again, breath in through the nose. Audibly let it go. Oh my god. And by the way, if the answer to that question, how are you doing, is shit, Chloe, I'm not having a good day. I'm having a hard time right now. It's a bit crap. That's alright. Cause me too. Me too. So it's important to have these conversations, and that's why I'm here. So I had therapy this morning. Shout out Ashley, she's wonderful. I've been going to therapy. We just chat, so talking therapy, I guess. I've been going to her for nearly 2 years, and I find talking therapy to be profoundly impactful on how I'm feeling and how I process the world around me, and the things I have learned about myself in therapy have been, profound, huge. So I'm going to leave Ashley's details in the show notes because I really encourage people to do this because it's a really life-changing thing, I think. But today, and you know, as always, I show up and and I think this is the point with therapy, right? Just showing up and being completely vulnerable and open and sharing your shadow shit, the stuff that makes you feel squirmy and uncomfortable. That's the point. And I do. I'm really glad that I have been able to do that. Today, it was just a shit show or a shitstorm, depending on your outlook on life. Really it is because, or it has been because, I've got quite bad PMS, and I do have quite bad PMS. I've been taking zinc, which is wonderful. I actually think it's been helping. If anyone has any other ideas, let me know. I'm open to anything. But it gets, so for anyone who doesn't have it, or for any men listening to this, don't turn off because this is relevant for everybody. It is like, I don't know, a week or a few days of feeling like I don't know what optimism is like anymore. I don't know what feeling bright and shiny is like. I can't remember a time where I was happy. It's like the complete opposite of those things, and wanting to completely retreat from society and stuff. And it's really challenging because I don't know why. I mean, I do. It's society, right? But every month, I get to a point of being like, why do I feel like this? For fuck's sake, why do I feel like this? This is terrible. I have stuff to do. And then my period arrives or whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay, I feel better now. That was because of PMS, crazy. And it almost happens monthly, where I forget. It's like this amnesia every month where I just think, oh, this is me now, this is how I feel now. And maybe that's another kind of consequence of these cycles. And one of my closest friends, Kat, it feels like Kat and I go back and forth every month. I remind her it's her PMS, she reminds me it's my PMS, you know. And that in itself is a wonderful thing. But there's a few things, I don't know, we live in a society that completely, I don't know, discredits it, calls women crazy. We're not crazy, we just have a lot of shit to deal with, you know, in terms of this sort of thing. And I think men go through these cycles too in a different format, in a different way. And obviously menopausal women, Jesus Christ, the things we have to deal with as women. I mean, that's a whole kind of shit show in its own self, isn't it? In its own right, rather. But I like, here I am, right? I went to therapy this morning and I'm like, my business is doing this and it's not doing this, and la la la, and I'm overwhelmed and I can't see the light anymore, and what the fuck. And you know, if you Google this stuff or if you read stuff or go on social media, it's like, hustle, get it done, suck it up, pull your big girl pants on and climb the mountain anyway, you know, period adverts, right? Oh, our tampons mean you can go fucking freediving and ice skating and go horse riding, yay, isn't life amazing? Fuck off. No, literally fuck off. This isn't okay to encourage us to quote unquote live life normally. Like, what is a normal life anyway? Anyway, you know, so what I'm saying is, it's all bullshit. You know, we need to be, and this is a reminder for myself, like, I'm not preaching from any place of authority really on this, except understanding my own body and cycles and those of my friends, you know. But we need to be better at taking care of ourselves, and taking care of ourselves when we're in a lull, when we're feeling crappy, and again, like, we can't remember what optimism feels like, is it's kind of a hibernation. So if you run your own business like I do, especially when you run your own business, you know, the whole kind of girl boss attitude, the hustle culture, the grind culture, even if you don't run your own business and you're a stay-at-home mum, or you have a career, or you're studying or whatever, there is this culture of sucking up and getting on with it. But we're not in, you know, arguably we're not in a war zone. We have the time and space and the liberty to give ourselves a break. And that doesn't mean stopping what you're doing, because what you're doing is important. You have deadlines, you have this sort of thing, blah, 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 whatever. You got stuff going on, right? But what I find really interesting, and something that Ashley and I spoke about this morning, was this idea that, you know, hustling against this energy actually compounds it, just makes it worse. So when we're kind of pushing against it, I should be getting stuff done, hey, I'm sitting at my desk and I'm grinding like I would have been doing 2 weeks ago, when I was, you know, excited and energized and all of these things. When I'm forcing myself, my square peg into a round hole, it doesn't work, and actually makes me feel guilty because I can't see things in the same way, because I don't have the same energy, because I'm not as motivated or as excited or as inspired. I'm not as creative, I'm not as productive, I just aren't. There's no amount of pills or slapping about the face or social media social media posts or podcasts or fucking reels or TikToks that are gonna make me feel in that productive, excited, energized space, because my body hormonally isn't there. It isn't there. And so this guilt comes on, and this fear of failure. Well, if I sit now and don't do the work, don't do the hustle and the grind, I'm going to fail. My business is going to fail. I'm going to lose my job. My kids are going to, I don't have kids. What happens when you don't feed a kid? I don't know. They go hungry, I guess, right? These things happen. These scary things happen. That's what we think about in our heads, right? That's what we imagine. If I don't sit at my desk right now, I'm going to fail. And insert whatever task you do on the daily, whatever, you're going to fail if you don't do that. And that's terrifying. And failure is like, a circled hell. You're going to lose your house, your car, your family. People are going to die. Like some sort of war is going to break out in your village, in your town. You'll run out of money and you'll be scrounging around your garden trying to figure out how to cook worms. Because that's the headspace. Holy shit, that's the headspace, isn't it? That we have with us at these points in our cycles or in our lives. But what if we, and this whole kind of podcast, this whole waffle really is about a proposal really for a different way of seeing ourselves and the way we live our lives and the women around us, right? So even if you're not a woman, even if you're not someone who goes through these cycles, it's about understanding that people around you might be, right? So this is a call, I suppose, for us to be more generous with ourselves. And I think the first step to doing that is accepting that not every mood swing or dip in energy or whatever is because you're a moody person or because life is just hard. It's probably hormonal, right? So actually, when we're in these kind of stages, it's about understanding that we're there. Okay, this is fine. This is because of this. I won't be here forever. Done. And actually, I think that is one of the most fundamental parts of us dealing with these low energy times. Because once we accept that we're here, we can't go anywhere, there's no flight out, all flights have been cancelled, there's no boats out, we're stuck on this island until we're not stuck on the island, right? Actually, I really like that metaphor. Okay, so then what do? We give ourselves a break. We have food on the island, there's loads of water on the island, there's Netflix on the island. And sure, we might have to build a fire, and these are analogies for doing the stuff that we have to do to maintain our lives. Even simple things like going for a shower, brushing our teeth, doing our jobs to some degree, or taking care of people, or kids, or whatever. We have to do those things. Okay. But there's going to be a flight out of here eventually. So why can't we give ourselves time to be here? To not get stuff done. Oh my God. To not get stuff done. That feels like a really big statement to make. To not be productive. Are you listening to me? Don't be productive. Interesting concept. Maybe to be out of your routines a bit. Maybe to not get up at 4 a.m. for your morning routine, or to have an ice bath before you go to work. Do you do these things? I don't, but people do. It's okay to skip these things sometimes. It's okay to be out of sync with your HIIT classes or your yoga classes or whatever. In fact, this has all made me realize that, considering most of TYR members are women, I think I'm going to create a PMS, low rhythm, low energy, tired AF course bundle series of classes, so that when you log on, you're not faced with, a 30-minute vinyasa class, fun. I don't want to do that shit right now. you go to this course and you jump in and you find something a little more soothing, a little more accepting, a little less strenuous, and even less time. Hey, less time. So, I think it's about, juggling our lives better. Not even juggling. I hate that word, that idea of juggling. We're not juggling. We're not keeping things in the air. I actually, I want us to find in our lives a level of calmness and ease and softness and groundedness, right? Regardless of where we are in these energetic cycles, whatever your energetic cycles might be. I mean, even if you don't go through menstruation regularly, we have energetic cycles as human beings. We're not robots. And if you listen to some of the episodes of this podcast in season 1, I talk a lot about slowing down. And there's so much reason for slowing down for anybody, regardless of who you are, whatever you do. We have periods in our life of big, high energy and periods in our life of the opposite of that. My point is that when you're dealing with things like PMS, we need to be gentle with ourselves. And this sounds really crazy. It's kind of the opposite of what everyone's telling us to do. These, even if, going back to those kind of tampon adverts, like, we've been watching these kind of adverts. I'm 33. I've been watching them on TV since I was a kid. I'm sure, like, in adverts on, in magazines that I would read or blog posts that I would read. It's like, yay, a period thing that means you can, like, smash your goals. Yay, oh my God, it's amazing. And yes, I am here, to be a massive advocate for girl bosses. And I hate that term, girl bosses, because it's like, you're a boss, but you're a girl, how cute. No, fuck off. We can be absolutely capable of big, solid business, and, just because we're women, it's not a disability. But it's kind of been pressed into us that, oh, you're menstruating, who cares? Get on with your life normally by using this small tool. But this is a call to do the opposite. It's a call to go quiet and to get quiet and to be less productive and to slow down and to schedule this in. And I actually worked with a girl, if she ever listens to this, hey Ellie, she was great. I worked with her a few years ago, and I remember, so I was working for her, supporting her with something, I can't remember, but anyway, I remember seeing her task list, and she had the month tasks out, and her luteal phase, so pre-bleed phase, she would have much less in her diary, and the things in her diary that she did have were more achievable, quite softer goals, or they were less big, dramatic things. And so this is a call for us to move in ways like that, like Ellie did, and probably still does, to move in these ways where we actually accept that, do you know what? This week's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. I'm not going to feel so good. So why don't I take a couple of things off my plate? And we were talking, Ashley and I, this morning about, what if this started to happen in workplaces? Like, if you were called on to do something at work when you're in this place, what if you were able to turn around and say, do you know what? I can't right now. I need to be a little bit less on this week, but how about next week or the week after? I'll do way more, because I know that you know this, and I'm certainly like this. After this phase is over, I could move mountains. I'm so capable of, again, being productive and creative and all of these things that we want to be all the time. And, like, let's celebrate that when we're there, but give ourselves the opportunity when we're not, to not be there and to watch some crap TV and speak to girlfriends, speak to people we love, and communicate this, speak about it more. Because I think the more that we're able to speak about it as a community, the more accepted this is. So I don't know, it doesn't it feel like a massive, what's the word? And look, my brain can't find words. It feels like the opposite of what we should be doing. We should be digging deeper when we're feeling low energy. We should be digging deeper. We should be drinking more coffee. We should be doing, I don't know, whatever it is that gives you energy. We should be doing those things so that we can get more stuff done, or the equal amount of stuff done. But when we do that, we come out the other side burnt out and tired and guilty and frustrated. What if we do the opposite? Because then we'll come out the other side feeling inspired and energized and more capable than we would be otherwise. You see what I'm saying? So this is just a call to give ourselves a break. But like in practice, I don't know. So I was gonna bake today. But you know what'll happen if I bake today? I'll eat it all. And this is the other thing, isn't it? Like, that's okay. Isn't it? It's okay to eat cake and to eat more than one slice of cake. Yeah. I don't know. The older I get, the more I hate this idea of looking a certain way, dieting, and, you know, I know I've spoken about this on here before, exercising so that I look good in a swimsuit come summer 2024. Fuck that. Fuck being productive all the time. Fuck looking a certain way unless you actually look that way. I've been watching what's it called? Selling the OC. Have you guys seen this? I mean, I don't know if I recommend watching it. It's trash. It really is, but maybe this is the sort of shit we can watch when we're feeling like I feel today. But it's so funny because they're all beautiful women. These realtors in California, they're so good looking, you know, in a particular way, and they're all very kind of like, it's, you know, particular body types, and I can't believe the heels they wear all the time. What are you doing to your feet? They must be fucked up. And I wonder if maybe the next season is going to be crazy, because you know what they're going to do? They're going to introduce someone mid-size, like a bit bigger, maybe a size UK 12 to 14. She's going to be pale. Oh my god, she's going to be pale. She's going to be not tanned at all. She's going to have no lip jobs. No lip, is that a thing? Lip job? You know what I mean? Lip fillers? Christ. You know what I mean? And she's going to be in flats. She's going to be wearing a cute dress. She's going to look well pulled together, but she's going to wear flat shoes, and she's going to look just as good. Anyway, I mean, I've digressed here, haven't I? But, yeah, so fuck looking a certain way, unless you want to, unless that works for you, unless it comes naturally. Like, you know, I just think we should be more embracing of downtime, of belly rolls, of not being tanned, of not wearing heels. I mean, who does? Does anyone wear heels anymore? I mean, I don't, but you know what I mean, right? And maybe this means also, because I've done this recently, is like quitting social media. I'm still on social media. You can find me. Handles are, I don't know, just search The Yoga Revolution. I'm pretty much the only one. And then Chloe Lou is my personal thing. I don't post on there really. Occasional stories. And you know why? Because social media is the devil. I find it like some sort of prison. If you run your own business, you know what I'm talking about. You have to be posting, or else the algorithm isn't going to favor you. Fuck it. I am not gonna, you know, prescribe to these crazy rules set out by a madman to earn him money. So I might post about this podcast on social, maybe, but when I damn feel like it, okay? And I don't care if I get one like. I don't care. Has this been a fun joy ride for you too? I feel a bit better. I feel like I'm just voice noting one of my girlfriends. So I hope the rest of your day is good. What have you got going on? Send me a message back. And yeah, send me a message though, for real. I know, I do want to hear from you, and I love these conversations. I want to know what you think. Email me, Chloe at theyogarevolution.co.uk or hello at theyogarevolution.co.uk. Or send me a message on Instagram. Oh my god, I'll probably be like a week getting back to you, but hey, the best things are worth waiting for, right? And these chats are awesome, I think. Anyway, alright, I have waffled on for too long now, haven't I? But just end this episode, Jesus Christ, by just allowing yourself, the next time you're feeling low, or if you're feeling low right now, feeling zapped of energy, just give yourself a break, yeah? Do some baking, eat the cake. Do something that makes you feel nice inside, watch some shit TV, go to bed early, have a long bath, and be less productive. It's okay. You know, life, as all things, it's about balance. So here's to the balance. And just to end this episode, like I have been doing lately, my good to be alive moment. Do you know what it is? And I don't know if everyone's going to agree with me here, but it is the end of summer. It's been really hot. Tuesday, 12th of September is the date I'm recording this at, and it has been like 30 degrees for the past week. And yeah, I'm over it, definitely over it. So today, where I am in East Yorkshire, it's rainy and chilly-ish, and we have grey skies, and I've closed some windows and I've put a jumper on, and it feels marvellous. I can regulate my own temperature now. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. Like getting rain back. Yeah, baby, I'm so here for it. Anyway, go have a wonderful day, and message me. I want to know what you think to this. Give yourself a break. You deserve it more than you know. Thank you so much for listening, my friend. I hope you're feeling sparkly and inspired to live a more joyful life. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a rating. These things are invaluable to me, and share it with people who need it. This is about inspiring more people to be more connected and lead happier and more joyful lives. Join my inner circle for more inspiration. Learn more at the website theyogarevolution.co.uk and chloemarkham.co.uk. I'll see you in the next episode.